Removing the case insert slide assembly on the Dillon XL 650. First, remove the tool head, as illustrated in the video, just to get it out of the way. Remove the case insert slide cam from the slide itself in order to access the small bolt holding the spring and plunger in place. Remove all of these things, quick and easy. To remove the shell plate from the Dillon XL 650. Most important is to remember the grub screw on the left-hand side of the shaft under the platform. Unscrew the shell plate bolt by hand. You should never need to use any spanners or tools on that. Remove the ejector wire either before or after the shell plate. Remove the bearing if installed and the shell plate itself. Next up is removing the priming system from the 650. It's simply a case of unscrewing the two big bolts that hold the priming system in place and removing it. To remove the platform from your Dillon XL 650, simply loosen the two bolts that hold the platform onto the main shaft, and as you remove it carefully, be aware that the indexer spring underneath might jump off and could get lost. Once you access the ring indexer, remember these two small parts from inside. To replace the ring indexer on your Dillon 650, once the old one has been removed, start off by applying a bit of lubrication to the top of the main shaft, just to help the ring indexer turn. Remember the indexing pawl spring in the indexing pawl that can be installed now or later. To replace the platform on the Dillon XL 650 is easiest done with Dillon's alignment tool. First, remove the primer seating punch from underneath the platform. Reinstall the platform onto the main shaft and just install the bolts with a very loose fit. Install a spare tool head or your existing tool head with just the powder die and drop the alignment tool through it. You want the alignment tool to fit in the hole left by the primer seating punch with a very nice, easy fit without being lifted. You can access the bolts holding the platform through the tool head and just snug them up. Remember to tighten them up securely later. If you don't have Dillon's alignment tool, you can still reinstall your platform successfully without it. Remove the primer seating punch, and once the platform is installed loosely, refit your pistol caliber tool head. Remove the powder measure and lower the powder die so that the powder funnel becomes the alignment tool. Remember, you want the same sort of central positioning of the powder funnel into the hole left by the seating punch. Once you're happy, tighten up all the screws on the platform and recheck for good alignment. Before you fit the powder measure, keep in mind that it would have helped to have made some alignment marks on the powder die before loosening it. To reassemble the platform on the Dillon XL 650, start off by installing the indexer spring. This is not a straightforward process. It'll often jump off and get lost. Keep persevering, and please make sure that you don't wind up the spring too much when you install it. It results in a very gritty, rolling noise when you operate the machine. Make sure the ring index is rolling freely, then install the primer seating punch, indexing ball with its spring. Good time to reinstall the priming system. Make sure that the primer punch is nicely centered on the particular hole. Install the station 1 locator, the case insert slide with its spring, and then the cam goes back on top. When you install the shell plate, fit the bearing kit if you need to. Once you've refitted the shell plate and snugged up the bolt, remember to test that the shell plate indexes with the same level of resistance on each of the 5 segments and without being too tight. Snug up the grub screw on the left-hand side of the machine. Final check is to make sure that the primer seating punch comes up in the middle of one of the segments of the shell plate. Refit your tool head and click the failsafe bushing into the failsafe rod on the priming system. Well done. You've replaced the ring indexer and realigned your platform on the Dillon 650.